Yes, hey folks, it's Tim, also known as Faceless Fat Loss. I'm going to do a video about how to have a chemical-free lawn if you want to remove dandelions. The very beautiful dandelion. I love dandelions. They're a beautiful yellow flowering plant that looks like a miniature sunflower as far as I'm concerned. So the more the better as far as I'm concerned. And not only are they a great food source, they're a great medicinal food source, great liver cleanser. So in our society, we've all been conditioned, perhaps some people would say brainwashed, into believing that we must have a golf course-like lawn, free from every kind of plant except that of grass, and we must use chemicals to get rid of anything that is not grass. So we do. We use chemicals, and the most well-known one is called glyphosate, and I will report more on that shortly. And you see these signs everywhere around your neighborhood about the application of either the pesticides or the herbicides, such as the glyphosate. And I'm going to explain to you why you might want to reconsider whether it's a good idea to be using this chemical or not in light of the research that I will refer you to. Now, I like to take care of my family's lawn, and they like to have a mostly dandelion-free lawn, so I use this neat tool here that has a mechanism at the top that you move up and down, and that maneuvers the bottom part here that latches onto the dandelion. And I'm going to demonstrate that for you in just a moment. I'm going to do it really slowly. Once you get the hang of this, you can cruise with this. You can remove dandelions very easily. See how that just pops out? You push your foot down. I like to keep my foot still on it, then push out there to release the dandelion. I'm going to demonstrate it again. Push down with your foot and sort of keep your foot on it just to keep a hold of it. There it is. And then you remove your foot and then just pop it out from the top with your hand. It's a really great tool. Once you get the hang of it, you can just plow through lots of dandelions very, very quickly, lift them right out, put them aside for eating in your salad or for cleansing your liver. And again, this is not my lawn. If it was my lawn, I don't actually own a lawn myself, but if I did, I would be growing probably nothing but dandelions. I love them that much and think they're that beautiful and attractive and wonderful plants. So another thing that I do in this process is the use of the pre-emergent, and I use a food-based type of pre-emergent. Now I will explain what all this is via the link below. Just follow the link to the Maintenance Motions site, and it will explain in detail how I do all of this stuff. You use a pre-emergent at the beginning of the season, and then every time you remove the dandelions there, you just put some grass seed in there like I was just doing. And hopefully the grass will help sort of fill in more than the dandelions, so give more of the grass a chance to grow than the dandelions. But the dandelions, as we all know, are very vigorous plants, and as they should be, because again, they're beautiful. We've been conditioned to believe they're not, but they are. Look at them. They're beautiful little sunflower-like plants, and they're a great food source and great medicinal food. Now, the problem is the use of the glyphosate. We are using so much because the plants are becoming resistant to this chemical, so more and more is being used. Now, I'm going to go off on a slight tangent really quick and relate this to the GMO issue. Some of you will be aware of this. If you're against GMO foods, then you should of course be against the use of the glyphosate to control any plants on your property. Why? Because the GMO foods are being designed, they're being made to be resistant to the glyphosate. The problem is all of this, to make a long story short, is interfering with our gut health. It's being proven conclusively so. I think all we need to do is use our hearts and our guts and our intuition a little bit more. That tells us, hey, using a lot of chemicals is going to cause problems. One of the problems that this is causing is an excessive growth of fungus, for example, on the plant, as well as excessive growth of other pathogens. The way glyphosate works, without going into a lot of detail, is it disables the plant so that other pathogens can come in and destroy the plant from there. It's a chelator, so it doesn't actually kill the plant itself. It works on other mechanisms. The problem is, as we are ingesting either GMO plants or glyphosate, residual components of glyphosate or glyphosate itself, And by the way, studies in Europe have shown that people have a ton of glyphosate in their systems. And folks, we have no glyphosate deficiencies, nor do we take glyphosate supplements. We're not supposed to be eating this stuff. It is causing issues in our gut. Now, issues like possibly like celiac disease and lymphoma. The biggie, the real biggie, is autism. There seems to be a direct correlation between the increased use of glyphosate and the increase in autism. Folks, is this not then extremely important? The correlation is so strong, it may be an actual causation. I want you to research the work of Dr. Huber, for one, and a Dr. Stephanie Seneff, I believe her name is pronounced. It's Seneff, and they can provide you with much more detail about this correlation and the dangers of using too much of the ever-increasing use of glyphosate. We are using more and more and more, adding so many chemicals to our ground and creating this massive imbalance in our soil, and now a massive imbalance in our bodies, is causing huge problems. Is that worth it to eliminate such things as this beautiful little flowering plant called the dandelion? I say absolutely not. And I'm here to create, hopefully help create, wide-scale change on how we perceive what we are doing. Thank you so much for watching. Many more videos to come. Love, happiness, health, and peace.